Well, hopefully, well, they didn't prepare well, but definitely that hard spirit of Nigerian will give them what they want. Okay, well.
And God as well.
Yeah, of course, and God as well. God. Okay, well, Odegbami was on Sports Night last night, talked about the possibility of we having Stephen Keshi and, of course, Sunday Oliseh taking charge of the national team. I guess that is huge. Well, let's get to listen to him.
Just conversation about who is going to take over the team. I'm surprised that we're even discussing it, because the most successful Nigerian coach in our history is Stephen Keshi. Without question, you look at the records, you look at everything put together, there's nobody that has done what he has done. And he is of the generation that we have been saying since 1988 should take over coaching in Nigeria. We shouldn't go back to all those, our old people like us, you know, who had coached before, but it should be from Stephen Keshi. And Keshi has garnered experience, he's still learning, and he's available. He has done well, better than anybody else. Do we now want to start to experiment with somebody else? I think we should reinforce Keshi, convince him to stay. Except he doesn't want to stay, he has something else to do. We should convince him to stay. And somebody tweeted something you just read. Sunday Oliseh. Let me tell you that Sunday Oliseh, in my estimation, and in fact globally, he's now recognized as one person who has talked football better than any other African. He has talked it. His analysis of games are unprecedented. We need to get him into the system, either to come and support Stephen Keshi, because in talking it, that means you understand it. You can talk tactics, you can talk weaknesses and strengths and so on. He is somebody that should actually come and do what Silvano Sokpala was supposed to do in that team.
Okay, you heard it from him. That's a huge one, right? Is it possible to have the two of them?
That's a very interesting one to look at there. Like Odegbami said there, Oliseh talks the game so well, it talks a very good game, but then you have to understand talking the game and walking the game are two different ball games. So
okay, you feel he cannot?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we've not seen him do that part. He doesn't really have any antecedents when it comes to actually managing. His managerial experience is not really there. So how do we find out if he can do it? You give him a chance. But then the question now comes, the next question now becomes, how can he and Keshi work together? Is it possible, or will Keshi go outrightly and Oliseh now replaces him? Or
time is running out.
Yeah, time is really, we can't really afford to waste too much time again. But then that power dynamic between those two working together, I really don't see that happening. If I'm very honest with you. Oliseh right now is looking very ambitious. He wants to do something for himself. He wants to make a name for himself. So I really don't see him working in tandem with Stephen Keshi if he remains as the Nigerian coach. I really don't see Keshi remaining as Nigerian coach, as I said, for a long time too, because for obvious reasons.
Oliseh should just be brought in to take over, or they should look elsewhere.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, it depends on the NFF. It depends on who they're looking at and the profile of the coach.
Issues, what would
it depends. Right now, I've not looked at the profile of what I'm looking for Nigeria. I'm sure they have done it because that's their job. And if they feel Sunday Oliseh fits the profile of the next manager of the Super Eagles, then they should bring it in. But right now, Keshi is still somewhere around, but they need to make a decision fast. And for that to happen, they need to give Keshi those conditions is given them. He knows what he wants, and if they can't meet those conditions, then it won't work out for them.
Okay, well, that's all for Stephen Keshi. Steven Gerrard, he's leaving the international scene. He will still be with Liverpool, but the reason he feels he's 34 is already getting old, and because he cannot balance, the pressure of playing for Liverpool as a captain, of course, playing for the national team. Let's listen to him.
Good decision to make. It's something that I've been contemplating for a long time, not just since the end of the World Cup. It's a decision that I've took very serious, and it's been tough. It's swung both ways at times, and I've had to take an awful lot of advice from people who are close to me, players who I still play with, ex-players who I've played with a long time ago. I've made my decision on my age, on my body, on being fair to Liverpool Football Club. To ask my body now the way it is and what it's been through to play international football and domestic football was too much of an ask. How can I perform well for Liverpool in the Champions League, and how can I be available for every game and hit the performance levels that I like to play on. And for me, the best chance for me to do that is to get
You had to go. Shame he had to go that way, though. The terrible performance at the World Cup, going out in the first round. But these things happen sometimes. Great player.
A great player is, of course, another man, Didier Drogba, of course, is heading to the bridge.
Is that, are you sure about that?
They're in talks with Chelsea.
Yes.
Just a one-year deal.
Yes, yeah, it's a one-year deal on ground. Playing deal, actually, because there's been reports about him going as a player and coach. But right now, what they have on ground is a one-year deal for Drogba to make a sensational and emotional return to Stamford Bridge. Great player. You remember, it was voted Chelsea's greatest ever player. For an African to actually have that record, it was voted by the supporters, the most important people. That's a great one there, and I wouldn't be surprised if he actually decides to go back. He can go there and teach Lukaku a few things about
of course,
scoring great goals.
If Lukaku will not leave. Okay, we'll leave that. We'll move straight to another player, of course, who is leaving his club. Well, it's been confirmed Patrice Evra is definitely going to Juve. He has signed for that club. Man United, what would they do? Two of their favorite defenders have left the club. So much for this man, Louis van Gaal, to actually do to see how he can, get the defense back in shape before he takes charge.
Yes, absolutely. Another rebuilding job for Louis van Gaal, and I'm sure he can do a great job of it. Patrice Evra citing family reasons for actually quitting Old Trafford. But I don't think so. I think the coming
He's 33.
Yes, and the coming of Luke Shaw, who seems to be the future. Yes. Great player already, good player actually. Then I think that's why he's just moved on to Italy and to enjoy the rest of his career. Yeah, good move for him, definitely. Champions of Italy.
Okay, well, another one where this is really a sad one, not a very good one, is the fact that in the flight MH17 that was actually shot down in Ukraine, two Newcastle fans were in that flight, and of course the coach is paying tribute to them for being able to follow them all the way. They were supposed to go to Australia to watch them in the pre-season friendly against a Sydney FC, but they could not get there. They died in the crash, and of course the game will be this evening. Newcastle coach Alan Pardew is paying tribute to those two fans that died in the crash.
Still turn up. Yeah. Like all of us, none of us would be sitting here without our fans. Owners and managers come and go as players do, but the fans are always there. And these two guys in particular, to go to the lengths that they were going to come here, has brought home just how important they are to us. And sometimes it puts it into context what we do when you lose lives in that manner. So. The only thing we can do is in their memory is really conduct ourselves to the best of our ability on this trip, and we're going to do that. And this season, give their families something hopefully to remember them by having a successful season.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Season, that's what they're hoping for. Derek Chisholm, of course, the fight this weekend. You were looking forward to it.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, it's a shame, really. Boxing fans actually were looking forward to that fight. Those two guys, Chisora and Tyson Fury, they've talked a lot of smack about each other now, and we're all waiting for Saturday for them to bang it out as well. But unfortunately, Chisora is out now, fractured his hand, sparring. There's a possibility of that happening because a lot of boxers going to major fights, still sparring very close to the major event itself. So it's a shame, but hopefully they're saying an announcement will be made on when the fight will be rescheduled. Okay. So hopefully it goes on. Eventually, because I really want to see those two guys fight.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, today, definitely Brazil will be naming their new coach. But that's all we have time for on the program. We'll leave you with this particular championship. It's called Snail Championship. Slow and steady, definitely win the race. Thank you for joining us, and bye for now.
And it's very, very fast.
That's a hell of a good looking snail, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
I think people love snail racing because it doesn't cost a penny. You can race the snail and end up being a world champion at the end of the day, and how exciting is that?
Come on! Well, I think really diet is everything. So I raced it on lots of salad, lots of water. Of course, you have to get hydrated before the race. Also got a good rest after arriving in England to adjust to the time difference and so forth. So I think it's very fit. It'll win.
That's got to win. No, it hasn't. Not yet. It has. Go. Yeah. Now. Yeah, that's the way. Well done. Number 4.
Racing continues. We got the Bat License car open. The barbecue with the hot dogs and burgers. Crystal and Leah, the marble male now. 8 to 12 years is Mia, and under 7.
Steady! So! Come on then! Come on! Come on then! Come on! Yes! Who's 32? Me. Come on, Salty! Come on, Salty! Yeah! Come on! Yeah! Shelley.
He's burning all the calories early, that one.
Ready? Steady, slow! Come Go on, Billy, give us some money! That's 7 underneath! Come on! Sunday!